So the screen is coming.
Yes, Guru.
Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayat Nastapráyeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Nastiki जय जय श्री श्री वांगे जय प्रभुपाद की जय नमो विष्णु पादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 नाम संकीर्तन की जय हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य ही दिवांग से प्रभुपाद की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णविंद की जय शंबल भक्तविंद की जय नित्य गौरा प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि बोल हरे कृष्णा chapter 14 the disappearance of Lord Krishna we finished chapter 13 departure of Maharaj Dhritarashtra from Hastinapur this chapter has mostly the bad omens, the bad sign or omens that Yudhishthir Maharaj is perceiving, and due to that perception, as an advanced devotee, as a pure devotee, as a powerful personality, he can predict that perhaps uh, dear Lord Krishna has departed to his abode. Ordinary person cannot do that, right? Right now we are living into a age of Kali, and most of the things that's happening around us are inauspicious, but still it's not provoking living being to take the process of bhakti. But how powerful was Yudhishthira Maharaj that just perceiving the bad signs around him, he was able to guess that perhaps dear Lord has departed. So in the previous chapter, Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking Vidura that how did you get chance to visit Dwarka? And Vidura is very tactfully not answering that question. Rather, his purpose was to focus on Dhritarashtra, on his elder brother, help him get whatever benefit he can get out of the remaining life that he had. Right? He definitely did not get the most, but as a saintly person, Vidura made an attempt to help Dhritarashtra to get whatever good he can get out of remaining span of his life. But he did not talk much about what's happening in Dwarka. In fact, similar question was also asked by Narad Muni, by Yudhishthir to Narad Muni. And Narad Muni also said, gave the hint that everything is working by the will of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Some has happened and some is yet to come. So what you are, what you are seeing, what are evident at this point, don't think that it has happened because some other reason, but it has happened because it's the desire of Lord. So some has happened, and there are 8 more to come. So he also did not disclose that their Lord has departed. Okay, so this chapter really, I'm going to finish this chapter today. In fact, this chapter is something that you all can read by yourself as a homework and see what are the different omens that Yudhishthira Maharaj is perceiving. And this is the list of all of that. So I'm not going to dwell too much on this chapter, but I'm expecting that you all can go through it. So Maharaj Yudhishthira, this is coming from summary that I can find on these 44 verses. So this chapter has 44 verses, and first 10 verses talk about Maharaj Yudhishthir suspecting the disappearance of Lord Krishna. Wow. He started suspecting that perhaps dear Lord has departed. And then he is expressing his suspicions to Bhima. Hey, I think that something wrong has happened. Why? Because I see some of these things happening. When we go to later chapter, when Parikshit Maharaj saw that a man who is dressed up very nicely, but he is torturing cows and bull. He said, "Oh, how can someone in this world even can dare to torture this innocent animal while I'm the king? While in while I'm the king of Hastinapur, how someone can even dare to torture cows and bulls? Something inauspicious has happened. Something wrong is happening." Then what he did? He tried to solve the problem, right there. So advanced devotee, or when the Yuga was transitioning from Satyug, from Dwapar at that time, from Dwapar to Kali Yuga, there is a great personality can perceive that now the Kali Yuga is coming. Mataji, are you raising your hand?
Oh, yes, Prabhuji.
Please go ahead. This is perfect. Now I can see. Yeah, go ahead, Mataji, please.
So I was just thinking like how Parikshit Maharaj was not so happy when the cow and the bull were tortured. And today we see that all over the place
Yeah.
cows have been slaughtered and been consumed. So how do you look at that?
I mean, how we can look at that? We are doing the best we can. First, we follow the four regulative principles, right? And
Yes,
one of them is no meat eating. So this is first thing that we can do. We ourselves can conduct and behave up to the higher standard that is prescribed in the Shastra, and we are doing it. That's one thing. So we ourselves are being a good example in the society. Even Jesus Christ also very out of his 10 prominent teaching, which are known as his 10 commandment, he said, "Thou shalt not kill." But there are Christians who kills and they give different interpretation of it. But there are a group of Christians also that I know they're vague, vegetarian, they don't kill. So again, how we can help? We can help number one, being ourselves a very good example. The best thing we can do for the society, for the mankind, is be ourselves a good example, very very good example, because example is more than words. And second thing which most of us are doing, and we have to do, preach. You have to preach people whenever you get chance, talk about this and let people hear. Right now the modern you know code of conduct or constitution that we have for the society, it allows that everybody has freedom to live their life. So we cannot enforce our understanding on somebody in a very mechanical way, but on a spiritual way we can preach. So being a good example and engaging in preaching activity to please Prabhupada and to please our spiritual master. These are the two things we could do and we can do. You know. Do you have anything else, Mataji, that you want to add?
No, I was just thinking how um, tolerant and patient we need to become. I mean, looking at all the things happening, not really you can do much other than
Yeah,
like Parikshit Maharaj was a king, so he had a responsibility of the kingdom and everything that existed in his kingdom.
right.
Whereas I'm a simple human being who do not have any authority really to do much other than like whatever you suggested to for my own purification, for my own thing, I should be doing it. When I see something like that happening, it also becomes you feel morose, like people are killing animals and and eating them.
Yeah.
Bad.
So, yes, Mataji, I understand your concern, and there is a very simple, saying that never underestimate the power of a single man. Have you heard about it? Srila Prabhupada was a single person, and he created a spiritual revolution. And I'm reading this book, Being Srila Prabhupada Rupanuga, where Prabhupada has, given many instructions to his disciples. And two things very prominently comes if you read these books and in different contexts, the example that or the instruction that Srila Prabhupada has given. Again, I'm going back to those 2 points. Be a very good example, and then preach. Power will come. We cannot become powerful or a person of higher influence unless and until uh, Krishna desires it. Especially for devotee. In 18th chapter, Krishna is saying that every endeavor has some fault, but still you should act. So right now, maybe or we, I also don't have a lot of power to do a lot of things against the social setup, but just going for Harinam, walking as a saint on the street, being very focused. A lot of distraction is around, a lot of things you have to do, but taking everything as an opportunity, just as an opportunity to elevate your understanding towards Krishna. All of that together will ultimately please Guru, please Krishna. And if they are pleased, then they will empower you. They will give you more and more and more and more uh, opportunity to work with society. So like Prabhupada was a pure devotee and Krishna empowered him. So most important thing is trying to focus on your sadhana, on your personal life, on your personal conduct, on your personal behavior. Sometimes people starts working from outside, and that's a very bad approach. We should work from inside. The problem is with me. So how can I behave nicely, how can we can make mistakes. I have still the human tendency, so I'll be making mistakes, and I will make mistake, but work on your side, make yourself so strong, align your life's missions and ambitions and activity based on the teaching that is presented in Shastra. Once that alignment is done, empowerment will come. The more you are refined in the bhakti, the more empowerment will come. The artificial empowerment would not last. Artificial empowerment would not last longer. I just wanted to find one quote where Prabhupada is saying that you can enforce yourself to materially grow as much as you want, but unless and until there is no spiritual growth, that growth is not going to have sustainability. So everything boils down to yourself, to us. How, and again, this is somebody who does not have firm faith in the process. They will say, oh, this is just being one-sided, but they don't know the secret of success. It starts from one location, one person. You know, you can maybe live locally in a small house, but you can think globally. You can think for the globe. Prabhupada did that. Prabhupada is the example. So I would suggest that everything boils down to your purity. Okay, everything boils down that how sincere you are. Prabhupada saying that without any compromise or deviation from the highest standard of devotional service, as I have chalked out and is given by our great Acharya, you simply follow it. You simply preach it without any change. So some of these things is our purity, our attachment to the process. But you would see that people are very confused. They 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 don't have that focus. You know, they don't have patience. You know, our acharyas, Prabhupada before became Prabhupada, you know how much struggle Prabhupada has done. Look at his life. Look at the life of Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Maharaj, how much struggle he has done to become Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Maharaj. So, in our spiritual life also, without having struggle and purity and the force of the spiritual or devotional, service, you would not be empowered. Let me tell you, to make this huge change. So, if you have really compassion for this animal which are being killed in slaughterhouse, chant your round very seriously. Read Bhagavatam very seriously. Mere to girdhar gopala dusro na koi, Mirabai said, there is nobody there is nobody in the world except my dear Lord Sri Radha Sham Sundar Krishna Balaram, fully at their feet. Whatever they are doing, whatever is happening in my life, it's happening because my Lord is trying to purify me. Completely turn your thinking upside down, you know. Then with this purification of bhakti and the suffering that you will go through, Krishna will empower. And that empowerment will be sustainable, will have longevity. And with that empowerment, you can change the world. His Divine Grace Prabhupada changed. So many of the Maharaj, your Guru Maharaj, he made whole China now Krishna conscious. My Guru Maharaj, see his projects, big Gordhanika village is now center of attraction. So all of these, Maharaj and Swamis, they are the example. Our spiritual masters are the example. And they have done it not from outside to inside, but they have done it from inside to outside.
Yes, Prabhuji, totally agree with you.
So please just focus on your bhakti, your mood, your intent. Refine yourself. Be the das of the das, servants of the servants. Please all the living being. When you see somebody, I'm just their servant. Anything that I'm doing as a service. Those are the things. Don't get confused with this, name, fame, glories, power, because these things will go. What one thing that will retain? How strongly you have hold the feet of Krishna Balaram. My, Nadanam Najanam Sundarim Kavita Vajagades Kame Mam Janmani Janmani Share Bhavat Bhakti Hetu Kitoi. My dear Lord, all I need is your devotional service. And if you want me to use that for something else, you make me dance. Prabhupada said, my dear Lord, I don't know this place, this America. You have brought me, make me dance, make me dance, make me dance. I don't know anything. My dear Lord, you have given me opportunity, make me dance, make me dance. So these are small responsibility that you have. These are the responsibility Krishna has given you to prove, to please, and to refine yourself. So we all, Prabhupada said that once Prabhupada was asked, how many there are pure devotee on this material world? Prabhupada said, how many people are following Krishna consciousness? They all are pure devotee. Many times Prabhupada said they all are leaders for the society. So you are leader. Maybe you are not seeing that, but one day, depending on intensity of your bhakti, that leadership will be empowered, and you would see that you'll be doing miracles, and you would not know miracles happens. So again, very much, goes back to ourself. Okay, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu.
So
Thank
work on our refinement, work on our purification. Society, Mataji, will exist. People will be of different mindset, but all of that you cannot control. This is Krishna's creation. First, second, third canto talks about the creation of the material world, and Lord is the main cause of this material world. So this is created by Lord, and it's acting as per Lord desire. So what is yours and my responsibility? Tubbhyam Divyavastu, Tubbhyam Samarpaya. My dear Lord, it's all coming from you. I'll just use in your service and get out. If you want me to do something, I'll do. If you don't want me to do, I'll not do. So keep the mood very grounded. And then things will happen. But definitely, these things require some spiritual understanding, some strong spiritual foundation, which is different than our material understanding. Mind, as long as mind is material, it will do, accept and reject, accept and reject. But once mind, intelligence, and false ego, as we say, the application of the Sastic understanding, once it's aligned with the teaching, then it will only think what Krishna wants us to do. So again, it's all inside. So Maharaj Yudhishthir is suspecting the disappearance of Lord Sri Krishna, and then he is seeing so many omens, bad sign in his body, the part of the body twitching, the way animals are behaving, the barking of the dog and jackals, the way these five elements are interacting. All of that he's observing, and if you go through this chapter, you'll find out that the omens that he is seeing is what happening in the society today. Kali Yuga has those sign, those things happening, like people of duplicity. You know, they will be, they will have, on your face they will say something else, behind they will say something else. All of that, as a pure devotee, has to go away. No duplicity, just simple. Whatever I am, I am. I'm not very smart. Whatever I am, you kick me, kick me. But one thing for sure, that I'm always at the feet of His Divine Grace Prabhupada. So those are the uh, things. But you will see in this chapter, whatever is happening in the society today is happening, and those are already predicted. That in Kali Yuga, and in this chapter you will see some of those. So uh, Rishi Maharaj is seeing so many women's, and then Arjuna, who was sent to Dwarka, he came back. Arjuna is returning back. And as soon as Arjuna came back, again, I'm not going to open the secret. Lord has already departed, by the way. But when Arjuna came, looking at Arjun, Yudhishthira Maharaj can see that Arjun feels very disappointed, very dejected. So he's asking, oh, Did you meet everybody in Dwarka in Yadu dynasty? And he is giving some name, Sursena, Vasudev, and his wives, Ugrasena, and his associates, all the sons of Krishna and Udhvaj and all of that. Did you meet with them? Did you talk to them? How they are? You know, because that suspicion is there in his mind. So he is asking, how is Lord Balram? And how is the wives of uh, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, how they are uh, doing? And how you are doing? Looking at you, sounds like you have been disrespected. It's not like that he was disrespected, but Arjuna is pure devotee. And when Arjuna is coming back, by that time Krishna has departed. So he is feeling no remorse. He is feeling disappointed. He is feeling sad that his dear Lord, who was his friend at each and every moment, counselor at each and every moment, has left this planet. So Rishi Maharaj is saying that did somebody disrespect you? That's why you are sad? Or did somebody say to you some unfriendly words that making you uh, sad? Or did you fail to give charity to a qualified Brahmana? That's another thing. In the Kali Yuga, nobody cares about giving charity, right, to a qualified person. They don't even know who is qualified and who is not qualified. But he's saying that did you fail to give charity to a qualified person? Or he's saying, did you come in touch with the impeccable or impeccable women like prostitute or somebody of bad character? So accidentally, did you come in contact with a women, bad women? Now, so in the society today, are people, this is considered one of the, pride. How many marriage you had? 10 marriage, you know, and going to the bar and going to the wrong places and intermixing with the women has become the way of living. But you is asking that did you come in touch with the untouchable women? That's the reason you are uh, feeling sad, or did you get defeated somewhere? Arjuna was never defeated while Supreme Lord is there. So, did you get defeated? Somebody defeated you? Or here is the thing, did you make some unpardonable mistake? You yourself, accidentally, we end up making some mistakes. And that mistakes uh, creates some degree of contemplation, right? Did you do something like that? So all of these are happening in the society today. Did you take the meals by yourself only before giving it to cows or before giving it to the elder who are around? So all of these are happening in the society, as I said today, and looking at these signs and bad omens, Yudhishthira Maharaj is predicting that the Supreme Personality has departed. And after all of that, he is asking this last question. So he's saving all the way up to now, you know. So our acharyas have given the commentary that when two sensitive person are talking, just for the pleasure of each other, just to respect each other, they don't start talking the bad thing first. You'll see that Anantana Prabhu gives the seminar on leadership development. And in that seminar, uh, he emphasizes, and other places also it has been emphasized, that first start with positive note. It's not something that I know you and I are telling, but this is coming from here. That Yudhishthir Maharaj didn't ask. He should have asked, very first when Vidura came. Okay, this, you can talk to my elder, you know, you can talk to your elder brother later. Dhritarashtra, you can talk to him later. Or Narad Muni, please forget about anything else. Tell me what happening to my dear Lord Krishna. But he didn't. Why? Because when you meet with somebody, you don't start on the wrong note. Okay, okay, no, leave all the good thing aside. Can you tell me what happened? Some bad thing. No. How you have been? Did you go and see Dwarka? How has been your life? Are you being healthy? Are you staying healthy? Everything is good in your life. How is your family? How is Prabhu? How is Mataji? And then at some point, oh, I know that you had some issue with your health. How is the health thing going? And then, something that is more of a bad news, and then get into the good note. So we are seeing here, Yudhishthira Maharaj has all the way waited. He didn't ask the question to Vidura, he didn't ask Narad Muni. Even when Arjun came, see series of questions that he is asking. But then the main thing that he has in his mind, that he wants to know, what is happening with my dear Lord? He is still around, or did he depart? And the very last part he's asking. And then the next chapter will basically begin from here. So I'm not going to go through the details of all of this. I have some information here, but I think you all can read it. This chapter is just, talking through all the signs and omens that is happening because of departure of Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is a very small chapter. So the summary is, on the very first slide that I presented, and I'm requesting that please go ahead and read this chapter, and next class will start from chapter 15th. Okay, so anybody has any questions before we adjourn? Anything anybody would like to share? Did I make sense? Did I convey my point clearly, Mataji, or not?
Absolutely, Prabhu.
So any realization? This is the essence of this chapter, but I would be happy if you have any particular questions about any. I mean, you can read it, but that's what it's happening, mostly uh, that's the discussion going on. So yeah, you can read those verses.
I was just
Similarly,
thinking towards the end how hard it is to even think that the Lord has left.
how hard it is.
Yeah,
I mean, you can see, Mataji, how hard it is becoming for Yudhishthira Maharaj just to think that Lord has departed, although he has not get any confirmation yet, right?
yes.
So for devotee, especially for Pandavas, who are always at the feet of Krishna, definitely is a very, very, very disappointing and very heavy news, extremely heavy news.
It's like no
Extreme.
life. It's the life.
And you exactly, and you would hear that, you would see that the soul from the body has taken away. If the Krishna has left, then there is no soul, just the body. The life air has been withdrawn because Krishna has departed. So, yes, Mataji, you are right. For devotee, it's very, very heavy, extremely heavy to understand. And you can see, all these perplexities that's happening. It's happening because of his pure devotion. He's thinking that, oh, my dear Lord is uh, wrapping up his pastime because they knew. And then the next chapter talks about Pandavas retiring the family life. So when they heard that Supreme Lord has departed, then they say, that's all. Our time is over now. And then Pandavas with Mother Draupadi, they are leaving. They left the kingdom. So these stories are, uh, 5,000, almost 5,000, or 6,000 years old. But relevance of those stories are even in today's life, especially in the life of people who wants to live a Shatwik life, who wants to live a pious life, a life that does not have drop of bad spot. We are not there. But these are very good example. At some point, we have to call it out. Okay, enough is enough. Now time has come that I need to focus on my bhakti. So
Prabhu,
Pandavas are, yes, Prabhuji, please. Yes,
so
Prabhuji.
so you could see that this is a disappearance of Lord Krishna. The questions which Maharaj is asking Yudhishthira, are they in, he's asking the hardest question last,
Yeah.
right? So my question,
You're
my
right.
question is that, is this a sequence where, suppose where you put down that 39 to 43, Yudhishthira is inquiring about Arjuna's welfare, that your health, and then you contacted women, or defeat, or you have eaten alone. So are these in the gravity the worst, like than the previous questions? Or this really, I mean, I just have a thought that
No, no,
whether
that's a good point. I think so. When we meet, right? When we meet, Yudhishthir Maharaj has. This is very good, point that you are bringing up. Yudhishthir Maharaj has definitely anxiety in his mind, and his sole purpose is to know about what's happening in Dwarka.
right,
But he is giving priority to other person. He's saying that
right,
okay, I can wait, but since you were in Dwarka is very far from Hastinapur, and you have been there for a long time. I send you just to go and find out what's happening, but you stayed there for a long time, and you are coming disappointed. So he is putting Arjuna first, and then
mhm,
asking, how did you feel? Did you get disrespected? What happened in your way? Did you come in contact with a bad woman? All of that happening, and then he brings his concern. So putting the other person as higher priority. Many times like yesterday I started talking to you, and I started saying some of the issue. Prabhu, we have to fix this. We have to fix. I didn't ask you, Prabhu, how is your health? I didn't ask you, Prabhu, how you have been doing. I didn't ask you, Prabhu, that how is your other services going. I just started saying, Prabhu, we have to fix this. We have to fix this. That means I'm putting my priority first. Rather, I should have, kept your priority first. Prabhu, how is everything going? Your all the services are doing okay. Are you seeing any challenge? So I'm just wanted to give you example that at that place I failed. You know, but this teaching here is that we give priority to the person
yeah,
first. And then another point is for sure that the heavy question is the last question. The heavy most question is the last question. That asking, okay, now let me finally ask you, did Lord Krishna disappear?
mm,
Like, somebody, or here is how you say, like when somebody uh, comes at your house or comes to your house, and you know that this person is here because he's going to tell that XYZ has departed. But
right,
still you say that, please come, get a glass of water, be seated, we'll talk, don't worry, we'll talk. And then when you get some time, then you talk. So really, what happened? Why he departed? Oh, he had XYZ issue, this is you take some time and talk about it. So this is a very good way Shastra is teaching us that how we should present, our concern.
Mm.
And sometimes also, Prabhuji, we fail. We have to also accept that we fail it. And when we fail, then we have to realize that yes, I failed, my dear Lord, but kindly help me so that in future I would not fail. I know that I have failed many times, and I'm not sure that if I would not fail, but I'll try my best. We'll try our best. We'll try to sync our life with the teaching that is presented here.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Dandavats, Prabhuji. Gopal Prabhu, you have anything else that you want to talk?
No, Prabhu, I don't have anything. Thank you very much.
Okay, so it's 9:25. We are going to adjourn 20 minutes before. We have new Sunday feast schedule, so I think I have to leave a little early also. I'm going to have some prasadam and then I'll plan to leave maybe around 10, 15, 10, 20 if I can. I'll see you all during feast today. We definitely need some support. I don't know how the whole thing is going to run, but I'm hoping that it will be good. Some learning for us. So be open to forgive if you see something that is not as you would like to see. Thank you so much. Vanchkal
Thank you.
Patarivesa Kripa Sindhu Vevasya Patitanam Pavanebhyo
Yes, sir.
Vaishnavi Namo Namaha Sambal Bhakta Vindhi Ki Jai. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Dandavat
Hare
Pranams.
Krishna.
I'll see you all.